Hello, ladies and gents. I am the Rev, and we are back with more Between the Stars. And in the last episode, we got in a big battle, and we got a couple of enemy kids. Kind of a little different kind of thing here. So, we're going to head down to our cells in our ship and talk to them. Do spaceships all come with cells? You reach the cells of the ship and you hear one of the boys sobbing while the other one tries to comfort him. Come on, Neo, you have to be strong. We screwed up, Aaron. Now we're definitely lost. I should have never listened to you. I was trying to do what's best for us, Neo. Would you rather have stayed at the fold, rotting? At least I've tried something. Excuse me, boys. The boys instantly shut up and stare at you through the force field you slowly traverse. I brought you something to eat. You put the tray on the floor and stand aside. Neil, the little one, lunges towards it, but Aaron stops him. Don't. It could be poisoned. Oh, jeez. Why? Well, you know what? In this day and age, yeah, you never know. Now, this is the reasonable thing to say, which is probably what I would say, but I'll be nice and say, please try the food. You walk over to the tray, squat down, and taste a spoonful of stew before the doubting eyes of the boys. After waiting a few seconds, Neil takes one of the bowls and begins to eat hungrily. The older one, on the other hand, stands still looking at you very seriously. I'm not going to expect anything from a bloody child of the sun. Are you sure? Ndago's stew is delicious. You immediately hear the boy's stomach growl. Come on, son. Chow down. The boy ducks his head and slowly walks over to his bowl while Neil almost finished his. Aaron tastes the food shyly at first, then filling his mouth desperately, as if he hasn't eaten in days. You lean on the wall of the cell waiting, and as soon as they're finished, you address them again. So, what were two children like you doing enlisted in a mercenary warship? We're not children, we're soldiers of the renegade army. You don't want to laugh at him because that's going to piss him off, so... But the smart-ass comment isn't going to help either. Oh well. Aaron remains silent for a few seconds and then starts talking. We're soldiers, not fools. Staying on a ship was a certain death. We knew running away was risky, but it was better than doing nothing. And what about your partners? Those people weren't our partners. Aaron's silence seems to confirm this. The mystery grows. Where'd you come from? We come from the fold. Aaron glares at his partner, although he finally gives in. We were looking for a way to get out of the city. It was then that we found out that they were recruiting men to march to the front. They just accepted you. They accepted everyone who volunteered, and they were quite a few of us. Any Iclian would rather die fighting than starve in the fold. My only regret is not having killed more of you before you captured us. Yeah, you're lucky kids. They'll get confused as you keep talking. I need to get a message to the renegade army. I need you to take me to one of their high-ranking officers. Why would we do something like that? Because it's the only way to end with the children of the sun. You spend a while explaining the situation to the boys, who look at you suspiciously until you show them your license as Captain of the Republic. You know it's risky to tell them the truth, but you're running out of time. You have to find the leaders of the renegade army as soon as possible. The recruits are divided among several ships. Leon and I were assigned to Captain Azir's ship. Within a few weeks, we reached Peakvale. Velez and the others were to meet with someone called Sheep, who's leading the Equian captains. We went to an old place on the outskirts of town, and they made us wait outside. As soon as they were done, we left. Since then, we've been tracking Children of the Sun ships until we found you. Sheep. Sheep, the leader of the Red Tier. It's pretty obvious that he's behind the alliance between the Equilonians and the Renegade Army. His rampant hatred for the children, along with his inexhaustible means, make him a powerful ally in war, albeit extremely dangerous. You've had enough run-ins with him in the past to know what kind of man he is. In spite of your cooperation, Sheep has always held the interests of his organization above the values defended by the Republic. Perhaps you can ignore his crimes while the war lasts, but having the Republic and Red Tier sign an alliance is a totally different story, and yet this is still your best strategy to defeat the Children of the Sun. You let the boys out of the cell and assign them a cabin. For now, you only make sure to keep them hidden from the Children of the Sun. Once in Peakvale, you'll think about what you can do with them.
May, set course for Peakvale.
Okay.
I'm afraid we'll have to meet Sheep again.
The leader of the Red Tier.
That's right. Apparently, he's been gathering Aquinian soldiers to reinforce the Renegade Army's ranks.
Well, I don't think he'll be happy to see us, and even less in a Children of the Sun ship.
We'd better get ready for a warm welcome.
Well, that doesn't sound very good, does it? Let's see. Oh, it's not that far away. Oh, looks like we're just going to head right down this planet. All right. You don't want to hit that
Captain,
suspicious.
I'm detecting several ships approaching.
Enemies?
I don't know, sir, but they're heading straight for our coordinates.
May, open the communication channel.
I've already tried, Captain, but they don't seem very willing to talk.
We'll open fire at the slightest wrong move.
Okay.
It seems they were expecting us.
Ah, damn it, man, your battle station!
More enemy ships incoming, Commander.
Take them down! We'll fight through them!
I don't know. Seems like a lot of ships. There's only one of me. Yeah, we're getting chewed up pretty quick here. Okay. Oh, they're just hovering right out of my range. Uh-oh. All right, one more. Okay, what? 5 against 1? It's all good. Are you supposed to be the best boy? You're going down. Let's see about ending this.
I don't detect any more enemies in the area, Captain.
As soon as we land, we'll leave the uniforms to go unnoticed. Tell Aaron and Neil to get ready. We'll soon be in Peakvale. Well done. May, send a damage report to my terminal immediately.
Whew. Sure seems like a lot. So I assume that was on purpose, right? Yeah, because that suspicious activity's there, so that was part of this quest. Let's see what we got. Flat cannon. Bunch of scrap. Alright. Black sheep. Hey, that's what I am in my family. So you know what? Thinking about it, just in case, it's never a good idea to not get yourself 100% cleaned up. All right. That's hard to tell. It looks like it's full. Okay. Yep, 100%. All right, good. Now we'll continue on. Sorry about that, folks. I can just see something going wrong. We got to jump out and fight first thing. Ooh, good timing. There it is. You land at the spaceport and disembark dressed in civilian clothes, along with Aaron and Neil. While Harris registers the ship, you take a glance into the void below the platform you landed on. Beneath your feet, hundreds of meters away, a luminescent greenish toxic cloud can be seen. This bizarre city had been built upon huge rock formations that rise several kilometers above the surface. You can't tell if it's due to the height or because of the poisonous gas coming from below, but you can clearly feel the lack of oxygen in the atmosphere. It's something, all right. The landscape is indeed particular, yet still beautiful and fascinating. The buildings cover most of the rocky pillars on which they are built, and the city lights up the night with thousands of tiny lights scattered throughout the long, thin stone pillars. Ships rush from side to side to another, navigating between the different peaks that make up the peak veil, while civilians walk down long and tangled bridges, only illuminated by the dim and ghostly light coming from the toxic gas below the city. All set, Cap. Oh boy. You set off under Aaron and Neil's guidance. You stay alert, aware that anyone in the city could be an enemy. Several captains of the renegade army are in the area, and what's more, the children of the sun mustn't find out what you're up to. You'll be in serious trouble if anyone discovers who you really are. You walk through the city's bridges for a couple of hours. In front of you, the two boys keep whispering to each other all the time. This is the beginning to feel strange, so you approach them. Oh yeah, they're arguing over where to go. I told you we shouldn't have gone straight. The last time we were here, we went much higher. Wrong. I perfectly remember having crossed this bridge. Don't be silly. Aaron, you don't remember what you had for dinner yesterday. You're always doing the same. They sound like brothers. Easy to complain, huh? If you know the way, why don't you guide us? You're getting fed up with this. You're about to intervene when a voice behind you catches your ear. Captain, Nartos has captured Jesse Bradley. You turn around and are stunned. From a chain bridge right above you, several men point their weapons at you. You've been caught off guard. Sheep knows very well that you've landed in Peakville and has waited for the right time to catch you, although it's been too easy. You're certain that nobody was following you since you left the docks. So there were only two possibilities. Either Sheep's men have identified you while you were touring the city, or the boys had led you straight to him. From above, a middle-aged man peers down the gangway. Jeep. Look what we got here, guys. Our two brave little soldiers. I'm glad to see that you're back, safe and sound. Sheep's men laugh at the boss's words. You must be Astra. Can't help feeling somewhat disappointed. It's hard to believe that the same person who killed Quartz and half his men had been naive enough to... We meet again, Sheep. Sheep seems really confused for a few seconds, but finally bursts out laughing out loud. He's laughing his ass off. But that's what it's all about. Captain Ravenites, infiltrated among the ranks of the Children of the Sun. What am I saying? Commander of the Children of the Sun? Seriously, Ravenite, just thinking about what Nortos would do to you if he found out. I'm sure you'll find it all very funny too. This is the craziest scheme I've ever heard in my life. Shrug your shoulders while being sure of what to say as Sheep wipes a tear from his eye. Okay, guys, lower your guns. Oh, that's good. He's not going to get shot. All right, but not here. We'll go somewhere safe, and you're going to tell me how you ended up like this. I want a full story. You nod silently. You know, Sheep isn't exactly the most reliable person you've ever met. It's actually a good sign that he's willing to listen to you for now. The less you say, the better. Miss, hurry. We don't want to come across a children's patrol. Hands over your weapons to my men and follow me. Yeah, you got to do. Yeah. With no other options, you go with Sheep and his men to the hideout. After crossing several of the bridges to connect the different districts of Peakville, you begin to descend and start noticing an awful stench which almost burns your nostrils. Sheep says, use this. The man takes out a couple of syringes and offers you one. What's this? Probably an antitoxin. You'll think when we've gone down a few more meters, right? Having said this, Sheep and his men use their own syringes, so you do the same. Where are we going, Sheep? We left the city behind us long ago. My men wouldn't hesitate to sell me out if they fell into the children's hand, or anyone willing to pay them more than I do. Actually, being one step ahead of them is the only thing that has kept me alive all this time. We've got many operational commanders centers in Peakville, but they're not as safe as the one we're going to. The road can be scarcely seen and is surrounded by poisonous gas that prevents visibility from anywhere in the city. You can't think of a better spot to set up a criminal organization headquarters. After a few more minutes of descent, Sheep rests his hand on one of the rocks. The wall moves to one side. Here we go. Take the rest with you. We'll talk about this alone. Sheep's men guide the boys and your crew through the facility while you follow Sheep to another of the vault rooms. Judging by the decoration and the comforts in the room, you can tell that this must be his office. You open your mouth to speak, but Sheep cuts you off with a gesture. Without saying a word, he walks over to one of the wooden shelves, picks up a bottle of dark liquid inside. He then sits on his armchair and fills 2 glasses, offering you one. All right, Ravenite, what are you doing here? Explain. Ooh, that would, you go hoarse. By the time you got through explaining the tremendous load of shit that we've gone through in this game already. I don't know, I'm on episode, 24? You explain the situation, skipping the details about Banner and the Genesis. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. And if you don't know, Genesis is a super ship with a super AI. They're trying to figure out how to make it into a super weapon, yada, yada, yada. Sure, we'll run back into it. It's better to keep this information from the Renegade Army. Sheep is silent as you tell him everything that has happened since you infiltrated the Children of the Sun. Oh, well, that's a short story. We need your help. The Interstellar Republic already has the SMC support with the Renegade Army supporting the offensive. We could face Norto's fleet. I need you to contact Admiral Mason and convince her to launch a combined attack. Sheep looks thoughtful. An alliance between the Red Tier and the Interstellar Republic? You've lost your mind, Ravenite. If it was any other captain sitting there speaking nonsense like me, I would have gutted him a while ago. The Republic and the Red Tier can never be allies. It's time to make a truce. In case you haven't heard, Nartos is winning the war. The Renegade Army has hardly been able to damage his fleet, and the Republic running out of resources. As soon as this is over, we can go back to trying to kill each other, as we've been doing all these years. But if the children win, it'll be the end for both of us. Ooh, that's kind of true. Even if I was willing to do it, the rest wouldn't follow me, Ravenite. The clan leaders who've joined us would never accept it. Even my own men would execute me if I told them to cooperate with the Interstellar Republic. Come on, Sheep, we already know each other. Without the Red Tier, the Renegade Army would be a bunch of children's deserters and petty criminals. If you push them, the rest will follow. Quartz had already started negotiations with the Republic. It's time to make a move. Sheep sighs and smiles slightly. Damn fool, I should have shot you the moment we met. All right, Captain Ravenite, what's your ludicrous plan? Strike first. We can't get to Sol Invictus unless we take out Maiden Abyss first. At the moment, it's completely impossible for the Republic to get there. The Renegade Army, on the other hand, doesn't have enough ships to face the fleet that protects the sector. If that weren't enough, Bradley is aware of my situation, although Nortos has been unable to obtain any information from him. The children hold him captive in the laboratory where Vanileth is experimenting with other test subjects. I don't know all the details, but you and I know that the children Wouldn't keep a prisoner alive unless they had a good reason. As soon as I have a chance, I'll sabotage the facilities and release the prisoners. All right, sounds like a plan. When I return to Sol Invictus, I'll report my squad being ambushed and give Nortos a false lead. That should be enough to redirect their scouts and keep my squad busy on the trail of your leader. I'll keep my men as far as I can, leaving some of your ships free to meet with the Republic. As soon as Mason moves forward, she'll have to split up her fleet. Her goal will be to create as many battlefronts as she can. But she'll stay away from our true objective. The children will receive hundreds of reports of ships approaching their territories, and Nortos will have no choice but to neglect the defense of the Maiden Abyss and Sol Invictus to fight the Republic. Then their base will fully expose to a surprise attack. Actually, that's not a bad idea. You create, if you've got enough people to do it, you create chaos out on the front. And the one place that you don't hit is the one that you hit with your targeted strike force. So I'd be like our, Navy SEALs or something. I could see it's a flank maneuver, I think. That's when you come in. Yep. He doesn't look entirely convinced. It's crazy. Fisting children of the sun's small squads is one thing, but fighting them at their base, if we take advantage of the factor of surprise, we could eliminate one of the children's forces and tip the balance. Excuse me. The Republic will be able to push forward, and the Renegade Army will have the perfect opportunity to launch its attack. If we're successful, both fleets will regroup, will be ready to give the coup de grace. This may be the first step to conquering the galaxy and the fall of the children of the sun. Sheep speaks again. You forget a small detail, Ravenite. Why would the Republic trust us? Mason won't even listen to us. Tell her Captain Ravenite is sorry. What? Sheep looks at you surprised without knowing what you mean. Remember these words. Mason will understand. My memory isn't good enough. But I vaguely remember them saying something. I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch my episodes. Sheep remains silent as you keep talking. In the meantime, Sheep, your job is to convince the rest of the Renegade Army leaders. You'll take command and will coordinate the attacks alongside captains of the Republic, and the Admiral will assign under your command. Yeah, all risky. It's all or nothing, baby. You shake your hands and you get going. After informing your men, you all set off back to Sol Invictus. Sheep will have to find a way to get your message to Mason and convince the leaders of the Renegade Army while you deal with Nartos. We're leaving. You get ready to leave Sheep's hideout when a voice coming from behind makes you turn around. Sheep! What are we supposed to do? The drifter has been destroyed. Alice and the rest of the crew are all dead. Sheep looks at you thoughtfully. I'd almost forgotten about you two. Perhaps you should go with Captain Ravenite. He needs all possible help. With a bit of luck, you may become the first Equians to join the Interstellar Republic. We already took that one girl on, and she's doing great. I haven't killed her off yet, so yeah, we'll take him. Why not? The boys look at each other, smiling. Aye, Captain. And I guarantee you on a spaceship, the engineers could use them. There'll be spaces that are too small for them to get in. Yeah. It's dangerous, but hey, it's all or nothing, baby. Sheep hands you another dose of antidote for the gas outside. Good luck, Ravenite. You're going to need it. You reply, same here, Sheep. Try not to get killed. I'll make sure to kill as many as I can before that happens. You and your crew go through the hatch and head back to your ship. Get back to Sol Invictus.
Nice to see you again, Captain.
Thank you.
I was beginning to think that you wouldn't come back alive. How did it go?
Sheep will help us. It's a matter of time before we can strike. Until then, we'll have to keep playing our role and try to keep Nardos away from all this. We'll depart immediately to Sol Invictus to meet with the rest of the squad and inform the Emperor of the Renegade Army's ambush. We'll have him follow a false trail until we hear from the Republic.
Aye, sir.
Well, that's far enough. Maybe we'll get a little more combat in here. Still working on my weapons, making them, up to par what I want. Ooh, that's expensive, but I think that might be worth it. Heavy Cannon of the Republic, fully upgraded. Ooh-wee. Doink. Doink. Ow. Alright, so when we come back, we will go back to Seoul and meet with the leader of the Children of the Suns, I would assume. So please keep your heads down. Your guns up, and I'll see you again real damn soon.